Hello, and welcome back to the Cracking FAANG YouTube channel. Today we're going to be solving Leetcode problem 442, find all duplicates in an array. Before we read the question prompt, I would just like to kindly ask you to subscribe to my channel. I have the goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of May, and I need your help to get there. So please subscribe to this channel because you're getting a lot of value here, and it's going to help you get that job in FAANG. So make sure to subscribe, get that high-paying job. Okay. Given an integer array nums of length n, where all the integers of nums are in the range from 1 to n inclusive, and each integer appears once or twice, return an array of all the integers that appear twice. You must write an algorithm that runs in big O of n time and only uses constant extra space. And it should be noted here that you can actually use a data structure for the answer. Creating the result array does not count as constant extra space, in case you were wondering how are we supposed to return a list if we can't even do that. It just means you can't use any extra space for the actual computation itself. So let's look at this example where we have 4, 3, 2, 7, 8, 2, 3, 1. So obviously from here we can see that the duplicated numbers are going to be 2 and 3, and that's what we want to return. So how are we going to do this? If we had, extra space allowed to us, then we could just maintain like a set. And then if we've seen a number, when we see a number, we're going to put it into the set. And if we see it again, then that would be added to our result array. And then we would just go through the entirety of our array here. And the ones that we see twice, we would just add them to our result array. But obviously, we're not allowed to have constant extra space, so we can't do that. But one thing to notice here, which is going to allow us to solve this problem easily, is that the values here are going to be in the range of 1 to n. And why this is significant is that for one, they're all positive numbers, and two, we can actually express every single index in our array here based on the numbers in our range here. So let's think about this. If we have the number 4, then we know that we can mark the value at index 4 in our array. So this is index 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is getting messy. I think index 4 is going to, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can actually mark this 8 as a negative. And why are we going to do that? We're going to signify that we have seen a 4 by marking the index 4 with a negative. And that way we can keep track of whether or not we've seen a number before. So when we see a number, we're going to mark the value at that index with a negative. And then if we see that number again, when we check the index, if the index value is negative, then that means that we have already seen that number. So for example, let's go through this and we'll kind of rewrite the array. So we see 4, and we're going to mark index 4 as negative. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, sorry, it needs to be the index minus 1 because we need to be careful since it's the range of 1 to n. Apologies for that. So it needs to be the index of the value minus 1. So it's actually going to be index 3 we want to mark as negative. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to mark this 7 with a negative here. Then we get to the 3 and we want to mark index 2 with a negative. So 0, 1, 2. So this 2 is going to become negative. Then this 2, we want to mark index 1 with a negative. So we're going to mark this with a negative 3. And then we get to the 7, so we're going to mark index 6 with a negative. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want to mark this negative. Then we get to the 8, so we want to mark index 7 with a negative. So 0. So actually, it's going to be this one. And then we get to this 2, and we're going to say, okay, we need to mark the index 1 with a negative. But it's actually already negative, which means that we've already marked this index with a negative, which means that we've already seen a 2. So that means to our result, we can add a 2 because that means that we've seen it before. Similarly for this 3, we're going to mark, 3 minus 1, so 2 with a negative, but we can see that 0, 1, 2, this index is already negative, which means that we've already seen the value 3. So we can add it to our result. And then we're going to do the same thing for 1. So 1, we're going to mark the 0th index with a negative, and then we're actually at the end of the array. So that's how we get 2, 3. So to recap, what we want to do is we want to go from left to right through our array, and we want to set the value in the actual array to, the absolute value of whatever our current number is, because remember we can set it to negative, minus 1. We want to set it to, we want to multiply that value, so nums times minus 1, right? And if the current number, so if minus, if it's already less than 0, that means that we've seen before, right? Because the only way it could be 0 if we've already seen that number and we've already marked it. Seen before, and we want to add it to the add to res, right? Otherwise, we just want to actually mark it. So mark as, minus. And that's what we want to do. We'll just accumulate all of our duplicates in res, and we'll just return res. So it's super simple. It is a little bit tricky if you don't kind of have the algorithm click for you, but basically what we want to do is because we have the range of 1 to n, we know that we can basically mark all of the possible values, right? So if we see, since it's not possible to see a 0, right? Because that would mean that we'd marking the, nums minus 1, which is -1, but since it's in the range of 1 to n, we can actually express every single value in here by, the absolute value of the number minus 1. And we'll be able to mark those indices accordingly to indicate that we've been there. So enough blabbing, let's go to the actual code editor and see how we're gonna implement this. And like I said, it's super simple. It's about 10 lines of code. So I'll see you in the editor. In the code editor, and it's time to write the code. So remember that we're gonna need a array to actually store our result. So let's define that variable so we can have it for use. So we're gonna say res is going to equal to an empty list. And now what we want to do is iterate through our numbers from left to right. So we're going to say for num in nums. Basically what we want to do now is extract the number at, whatever index is represented by our current number. So what does that mean? So we're going to say at index is going to equal to nums of whatever nums of the absolute value of num minus 1. Remember that we're going to be marking the index minus 1 to mark whether or not we've seen a value before. So we're going to get whatever the current value is there. And remember that we use absolute value here is because we could have set this number to be negative in a prior iteration. So we want to make sure that it's we take the absolute value, because then we would be potentially accessing the wrong index here. So we want to make sure that it's always the absolute value of the number minus 1. Now what we want to do is we want to check whether or not this at index value is already negative. If it's already negative, then that means that this num, we must have seen it already because we have marked that index as being seen before. So we're going to say if at index is less than 0, and remember that we can do this because we know for sure that all the numbers in our array are between 1 and n inclusive. So the only way that it could possibly be negative is if we had marked it as negative because we've seen it. So if it's negative, we're going to say res.append, and we want to append the absolute value of whatever our number is, because that indicates that we've seen that number. Otherwise, what we want to do is we want to now mark that index represented as, so abs of num minus 1, and we want to multiply whatever value is at that index represented as the absolute value of num minus 1. We want to multiply it by -1. And then what we want to do is return res. So at the end, that's what we want to do. Let's submit this, make sure that it works. And int is not subscriptable. Oh, this is nums, whoops. And now if we submit it, okay, that should work. Yes, okay, cool. So what is the time and space complexity for this algorithm? Well, the time complexity is going to be big O of n, because all we have to do is make one parse through our nums from left to right, and we just process every single number in there, and all of these checks are going to be constant time checks, so we're good there. So it's going to be big O of n. And then space wise, it's going to be big O of 1. For this problem, we don't actually count the result array as space because we need it for our solution. There's no way to do it without it. So we're not going to count the res here, and it's not possible to solve it without this res array. And again, it says uses extra space, so this is just for the solution. It doesn't count, so we can consider this a big O of 1 solution because we don't actually modify. We just modify the original input in place. We don't create any new data structures or anything to help us with the processing. So that's going to be your runtime complexity and your space complexity. That's how you solve this problem. Again, it's super simple. As you can see, it's like, what, 10 lines of code, maybe even less. given all the spaces. So yeah, pretty straightforward. This is a pattern that you're going to see in a few Leetcode problems where you're given this kind of range from 1 to n, and you're going to need to mark whether or not you've seen something based on, this pattern of basically the absolute value of your current number minus 1 to indicate that number has been seen. And yeah, you just do that because we have the range 1 to n, so you can't get those out of index lookup. So that's how you solve this problem. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it made sense for you. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If there's any videos or topics you'd like me to cover, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to get back to you guys. I just need to know what you want to see, and I'll make those videos. Otherwise, have a nice day. Thank you for watching. Bye.